So good morning all. Today we are going to understand motion in plane. Now as far as motion in plane is concerned, our textbook tells us that there are three types of motion. One is rectilinear, second in a plane, and third in a space. Now, sir, what is meant by rectilinear? Rectilinear is the motion which is in straight line. Motion is it which is in straight line. Second, motion in a plane. It means that is on x and y axis. X axis and y axis. Two dimensional motion is called as motion in a plane. Third, motion in space. Motion in space. So what is meant by motion in space? This motion which is in three dimension. Motion which is in three dimension is called as motion in space. Clear? So it will have three dimensions x, y and z. Sir, हमें नहीं समझा टू डायमेंशन एंड थ्री डायमेंशन. तो सिंपल, योर पासपोर्ट साइज फोटोग्राफ is two dimension and you presently is three dimension. और अगर एग्जांपल लेना है तो as I explained this earlier that photograph of this bottle represents only height and breadth, right? But actual bottle represent height and width. Three dimension. Y, X and Z. Clear? So this is what three dimension. Now, as far as textbook is concerned, syllabus demands for rectilinear first. So we will first understand rectilinear motion and its components. So very first component is distance, then displacement, then speed, then velocity, and final is acceleration. Fine. Sir, we generally know what is speed, what is velocity, right? But if I'll ask, a person started his journey from position A to position B, right? A person started his journey from point A to point B. Then you will straight away say that sir, distance traveled is A to B. That can be 1 kilometer, 10 kilometer, meters, right? And so on. Fine. So, like we can define the speed. Clear? So we were understanding something about plane distance, right? So what is plane distance? If the person or any object travels from A to B, then if it is in a straight line, we can straight away say that this is the distance. Fine. But now question arises in many of the examinations such as UPSC or CET, NEET, JEE. Very basic and common question asked. A person started his journey from Mumbai, right? That person goes to Pune, right? Yes. He took around 2 hours to travel with the speed of 60 kilometer per hour. Right? He attains one function which was of 3 hours. He again travelled back to Mumbai with including traffic. He took around 4 hours to reach back Mumbai. What is the displacement? Zero. Whatever maybe the masala is mentioned in the question, forget about that. If person starts his journey at Mumbai, goes to Pune and come back to Mumbai, it means there is no displacement. Displacement is zero. So let us start understanding all this concept in detail. What is distance displacement? Okay. So let us take example. This is your home. This is our center. From this home to center, you may get down from your building, then you may cross the road, you may pass the circle, then something else, and then you reach to center. So this path, whatever path is drawn, is nothing but actual path. This is what? Actual path. And the path which is shortest, this is shortest path, right? So to define distance and displacement, what we can write? I'll take this aside. Now my first definition is distance. What is distance? Actual path by body. Fine. Then I must write its unit is meter and it is a scalar quantity. Now the second definition is about displacement. What it is? Shortest path then its unit is meter and it is a vector quantity. Fine. So in this diagram, the path you actually traveled is actual path traveled by the body, and that is distance. And the path which joins these two destinations is called shortest path, and that is displacement. सर नहीं समझा, ऐसे कैसे होता है क्या? घर से सेंटर को जोड़ दो एक लाइन से और हो गया शॉर्टेस्ट पाथ? नहीं. Then to understand this, if I pass this marker from the student, he may pass it next, and it will go back and it will come to this last student from left to right. So whatever path this marker took is the actual path. Fine. यहाँ से चला गया मार्कर, घूमकर वापस आया, is actual path. Now the distance traveled, the object travel is nothing but distance, but actually वो travel कितना किया है? shortest path. ये दो student के बीच में travel हुआ है ना, so I'll consider this as shortest path. यहाँ से यहाँ आया, घूमकर कैसे आया that doesn't matter, but कहाँ से कहाँ गया between these two students, that is shortest path and displacement. Clear? Sure है? Yes. So what is distance? Actual path traveled by a body is called distance. And its unit is meter. It is scalar quantity. Now displacement. Shortest path traveled by a body is called. Its unit is meter. And it is vector quantity. Fine. So based on this, Niditi, we need to understand something about speed. If someone does not understand, student can raise the question, right? Simple definition: rate of change of distance with respect to time is called as speed. Now we can write the formula. Speed is equal to distance upon time. Unit of distance is meter, unit of time is second, so unit of speed is meter per second. As distance is a scalar quantity, then speed is also scalar quantity. Fine. This was our definition 3. Now definition 4 is velocity. What is velocity? Rate of change of with respect to time. So here an unit of time is second. So unit of velocity is meter per second. Sir, both the units are same. Then what is the difference? This is vector quantity. Why? Because displacement is vector quantity. Sir, you have written something rate of change of, that is new for us. What is actually rate of change of? In 11th and 12th standard, everything is defined with the derivation, right? Derivatives or rate of change. So that is what d. So if I write ds or d speed or dv, let us take, I will write dv velocity. dv is equal to what? Displacement upon time. So s upon t. So that is ds by dt. dv is equal to ds by dt. What is ds? Rate of change of displacement. S here stands for displacement. Rate of change of displacement with respect to time. So that is derivatives. Sir, what is derivatives? If we are taking samples of any particular wave or any particular instant, right? And if we are calculating that particular sample is nothing but derivatives. And what is integration? Integration is area under the curve. Integration is area under the curve. कोई भी अगर एक पर्टिकुलर ग्राफ आपने ड्रॉ किया है, देखो अभी आपको 12th स्टैंडर्ड और 11th स्टैंडर्ड की बुक में ग्राफ दिए, राइट? लेट अस टेक डिस्प्लेसमेंट का कोई ग्राफ दिया है या स्पीड का कोई ग्राफ दिया है या वेलोसिटी का कोई ग्राफ दिया है. सो जनरली वेलोसिटी 0 से स्टार्ट होगा, विद रिस्पेक्ट टू टाइम चेंज होगा, देन एक कांस्टेंट वेलोसिटी लेगा, देन जब गाड़ी बंद होगा तब वापस वेलोसिटी डिक्रीज होगा. सो ये ग्राफ आने वाला है. Shravani, here is time and here is velocity. Graph will change from 0 seconds, particular 20 seconds में कंसिडर करता हूँ. 20 सेकेंड के बाद वो एक स्पीड में आ जाएगा. 0, 5, 10, 20, 30, 40. So वो 40 लेट अस टेक 20 मीटर पर सेकेंड ये स्पीड पर बाइक चल रही है अभी. सो कॉन्स्टेंटली कुछ समय के लिए वो चलेगी, राइट? लेट अस टेक 180 सेकेंड्स तक चली, 1-2 मिनट, और फिर वापस रोकना है मुझे. देन अगेन वेलोसिटी विल डिक्रीज फॉर नेक्स्ट लेट अस टेक 250 सेकेंड्स पर वो रुक गई, या 230 या 220 जो भी सेकेंड्स होगा वहाँ वो रुक गई. So velocity will decrease. So this is the graph of change in velocity with respect to time. But change in velocity के लिए actually है change in displacement. Fine. So this graph, this particular portion is called as linear. This is called linear graph. मतलब time भी change हो रहा था और velocity भी change हो रहा था. अगर ये वेलोसिटी का ग्राफ है तो यहाँ पर क्या होना चाहिए? डिस्प्लेसमेंट. क्या होना चाहिए? डिस्प्लेसमेंट वर्सेस टाइम, दैट इज वेलोसिटी. सर यहाँ वेलोसिटी आया तो velocity versus time, that is acceleration, that is acceleration. We will see that acceleration, but first just now we understood velocity, so I will draw the graph time displacement versus time. So this portion is linear and this portion is constant or uniform. What it is? Uniform graph. This is again linear, right? Clear है? Then next definition is acceleration. Next is acceleration. What is acceleration? Please pay attention, Naneshwari. What is acceleration? Rate of change of velocity with respect to time. Fine. Based on this, what will be the formula, Shramani? Acceleration is equal to velocity upon time. The formula for velocity is meter per second. For time it is second. Second square. So acceleration का unit is meter per second square. Right? And velocity is vector quantity. So acceleration will be vector quantity. Clear? Sure. अगर इसका ग्राफ ड्रॉ करना है मुझे, so graph will be velocity versus time. Velocity versus time. It might be linear or constant, right? Clear? Graph can be linear or constant. Sir, linear भी नहीं है, constant भी नहीं है, तो that graph is non-linear, है ना? Non-linear, जो अपने मनमानी से काम कर रहा है, that is non-linear. कभी increase, कभी decrease, कभी increase, कभी decrease. Not constant, not linear. That is non-linear. Clear है? Now, it's time to understand what is scalar and vector. Right? What is scalar and vector? Physical quantity which requires only magnitude, no direction needed. Example: time, temperature, mass, etc. Then comes vector quantity. What is vector quantity? Physical quantity which requires both magnitude as well as direction. Example: displacement, force, weight, etc. Fine. Sir, थोड़ा और elaborate कीजिए. Simple. If someone asks you the time is 9:20. So could you say like 9:20 towards north, 9:20 towards south? ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं होगा ना, right? Someone asks you about temperature of that AC. AC's temperature is around 24 degree. So will you say that 24 degree upward, 24 degree downward? No. The temperature of that particular quantity is the temperature in degree Celsius. There will not be any direction needed. Fine. But for force, if someone asks you what is the force then you must say the force is 10 Newton downward. Whatever may be the condition, I am just giving one example, right? If someone is pulling or someone is pushing, then there must be angle as well as direction. Fine. So where the quantities are having magnitude along with the direction is called as vector quantity, and where the quantity does not require any direction, only magnitude is called as scalar. Sir, many of the time we learn this definition but we do not know what is magnitude. Magnitude is unit in which we are measuring. किसी भी ऑब्जेक्ट को, किसी भी भौतिक राशि को जिसमें गिना जाए उसको उसका मैग्नीट्यूड कहें. Clear? Sir, there are two examples you have mentioned over here. One is mass and one is weight. So उसको थोड़ा कंपेयर करते हैं हम लोग स्केलर और वेक्टर में, और उसका मैग्नीट्यूड समझते हैं. So mass is measured in kg, weight is also measured in kg. दोनों का मैग्नीट्यूड kg, दोनों का मैग्नीट्यूड kg है. Then why they two are separated in scalar and vector? Because if the mass of this marker is, let us take 20 gram, right? This will be same on earth, on moon, or wherever it will taken, the mass will remain same always. But then what will change? Weight. Depending upon gravity, the weight will change. Weight will be different on earth, different on moon. Now, to increase your general knowledge, what you can do, you can just go and search what will be the difference in the weight on moon and earth. वो चेक करना है संकेत. हाँ, घर जाकर आपको ये चेक करना है कि डिफरेंस क्या है, मून पर मेरा वेट कितना होगा और यहाँ पर मेरा वेट कितना होगा. फाइन. सो weight will change according to the gravity. Why? Because if we need to weigh ourselves, we need to give force on weighing machine, right? Until and unless we will not give any force on that weighing machine cannot give us a weight. So it means we are giving force towards earth gravity, towards earth gravity. Towards is the direction. Towards, that word itself represents direction. It means weight requires magnitude of kg and direction both, and that is why that is vector. Clear? I hope you understood this part. In the second part, we have to understand graph and average velocity, average acceleration, and so on. Fine. So I will be back within next 2-3 minutes. Meanwhile, please go and watch this video again. Pause it and note down all the topics. Thank you.